Hello everybody, the Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02, version 5.0.1. Today we have a 4v4 on Snandu Day, which is a custom map reskin of Nandurion, made by Maher, I believe. And this replay is titled Epic Comeback of the Century, so we'll see if it lives up to the name, eh? Today we have, on the western team, Excelsior as the Men of the West. In the back corner here we have Fenix, who is also known as Sania, as Dwarves. And we have Belsebub, of course, as Mordor. And we have our final player on this team, which is a Barcode, who is also a Tremo. So I'll be calling him a Tremo, because calling someone a Barcode is a little weird. And he's a Angmar, of course. And then the other team, the eastern team, we have Hombre as men. And their top teammate is Lazarus as the Elves. The person up on the hill here is Nawis as Isengard. And the final player on their team is KingOfROtW King as Men of the West. So we got man, Eisen, elf, two men, Eisen, and elf. Versus Angmar, a dwarf, a man, and a Mordor. Interesting. Alright. Of course, this map is, like I said, a reskin of Nandurion, so pretty much all the same stuff almost, I think. If not identical, I'm not sure. You got fire drakes, you got warg layers, cave trolls next to the outposts. It looks like I'll just call him King. That's just easy enough. King is building his barracks down here to safeguard this outpost. It's a good idea to do in this map, actually. Belsebub building his slaughterhouse down there. Looks like some troops from Hombre are capturing the inn here. Meanwhile, a builder from the dwarf Fenix coming out here. Of course, it's not the caster Fenix. It's spelled differently. But I'll still be calling him Fenix since his name says Fenix. We have some Gondor archers coming down from Excelsior here, down the hill. They should help out. Probably not going to send him to the cave troll. He could. You can actually kill the cave troll with archers. It's not a bad way to do it, in fact. As you see the elves doing it here. As long as they stay out of his range, they can hit him and not get wrecked. And Lazarus is building his barracks right here. Is Hombre sending some soldiers in? You probably should have waited on that one. Got smacked for that. He didn't lose anybody, fortunately, but he did take a little bit of damage. He should take this out, though. Looks like Lazarus will do that. Well, Hombre still has the outpost. Of course, he gets the Dunedain Rangers. The Men of the West definitely benefit from having the outpost the most, I feel. Dunedain Rangers is the most powerful thing you can get out of there, in my opinion. Of course, that is entirely my opinion. Well, I think Dunedain Rangers, basically Athelian Rangers, which are super powerful, so there you go. So allowing you to get them very early when it would take a expensive old archery range level 2 whatever. It's a good deal. We got lots of Men of the West here from these Hombres as well. No. These are KingOfROtW King, of course. He's taking out the outpost here. He's also going to claim it, but obviously it's not going to do much. So we have a skirmish here between Angmar and Eisen. There's some Gondor troops in here as well. So Hombre and a Tremo will be heading off here. Tremo's the Angmar player, of course. Looks like he'll be trying to pass by him a bit. But of course more wildwind pouring in. And looks like King has starting to get his Athelian Rangers. It's going to be quite strong. The Southern Army is going to be pretty powerful very quickly, I'd imagine. So we'll see how that goes for Belsebub, who is kind of protecting the southern flank here. What is he doing exactly? He's going right into Mumakil. Wow. Doesn't surprise me, but at the same time it does. Most players wouldn't go straight for a Mumakil, but I guess Belsebub is not most players, is he? No sir. Well, that'd be pretty sweet to see out in the field. as always. Looks like this outpost is being rebuilt by Lazarus there. So he'll start getting the gold from that. Looks like the dwarves out here. Fenix, of course, creeping the troll or the wargler there. But he will be engaged by the elf Lazarus, who does have a few battalions, 3 battalions of archers in fact. But his guys are very engaged in melee combat. Actually, he does have some pikemen in there as well. Some Mythlon sentries. They couldn't really see him, so his archers aren't really taking damage. So that's good. Good setup there. Hombre has a pretty sizable force here, in conjunction with Nawis, the Isengard player. And down goes a snowbind on this hull of the King's Men to protect it from harm. Ooh, we got an Hombre on the field. I think this is it's Excelsior's. Excelsior gun for the Rohirrim captain or whatever he is. Good choice, good choice. And there's Belsebub's Mumik rather, pushing out. So that'll be scary for the opponents, no doubt. Looks like the dwarves have been pushed back a bit. They are trying to rally up against the elves, but there's a lot of Lorien archers there. It's going to be a bit difficult to deal with, but the dwarves have got their mine shafts here, so they'll be able to get troops out. And of course the statue will help with the whole buffs and whatnot. Looks like Belsebub's getting ready to push in here with his Mumik. It's going to be glorious. Yes. Probably taking very little damage, yeah. Crossbows are trying to bring it down, though. Nawis is very keen on taking that out, and could you blame him? Absolutely not. Although a charge right here through that when they were coming down would have been beautiful. Oh, he used it. I guess that explains why he didn't do it. Of course, he can just walk over the units. Moonkill are literally so big, they just walk over things and kill them. You don't have to click attack, you can just literally click behind most units and it will just walk over them and kill them. Quite handy. Looks like Lazarus is getting the upper hand over here, as the elves are starting to gain power, a bit of momentum. Also going to archers out here for Excelsior though. I believe there's his at least. Yeah. So they'll help counter the elven archers. He does have the rally call on his guys, so it'll take a lot more arrows to take him out, but they are falling fairly quickly. Elven archers, of course, are very good. There's no shocker there. And we have lots of Mathilian Rangers now. These ones actually have a long shot. Ooh. And the Mumikyo getting a huge charge off on the army of King. Taking quite a few of them with them, even falling down on most of them. Ouch. And now we have a bit of a skirmish. Apparently I'm spectating someone. I don't know how that happens. I literally haven't clicked on anyone. Or the arrow. Is there a way to actually start spectating? I've always wondered. Because I always end up doing it by accident. Who knows? Anyway, we got another Mumikyo on the field from Belsebub. That should prove handy. Immediately replacing the one that was just lost. But the Western team is definitely losing ground. Lazarus and King are pushing in pretty aggressively. And of course they have support of Nawis and Hombre as well. Looks like Nawis is pushing out here. And Hombre has an army over here. He's got some archers at least. And these are his as well. So he is helping out in the fight. And then it looks like Lazarus definitely has control up here. Even building an Intmoot. That's a bad sign. And these are up to level 5, these archers. He's also taken the outpost from the Western team. Although they do have to contend with Captain Fam, yeah. Shouldn't be too difficult. There's a nice little charge there. Looks like he ran over some stuff. Trail of dead bodies from here to there. See if the move goes indecisive. Can't decide what it wants to do. More troops pouring out from Hombre there. 4 battalions or so. Still have lots of Mathilian Rangers coming out from King, who has tower guards now. There's the upgraded pikemen. The elite of the elite. Much, much better than those crappy Rohan Spearmen. And Belsebub could be in a bit of trouble here. He may have Mumakil, but at the same time he's... Well, his Mumakil is nowhere over here. Actually, his Mumakil just got brought down. Looks like Hombre managed to take that out with his rally call and his army there. Does he have another one on the way? Oh wait, does he even have a Mumakil pen? I don't see it. It was right here, wasn't it? Oh, I'm blind. I think it moved though, I'm fairly certain. Maybe not. I don't know. Getting old. Oh, this builder's gonna get popped. There he goes. That's unfortunate. So Fenix is down a builder in a mine shaft now. There's a beacon going off here, but not for any reason in particular. Can I reset that beacon? Yes, I can. I have found out if you got a beacon on your replay and you scroll between players, it will actually get rid of that beacon, which is pretty nice. Assuming it can. I hear another movement kill. We do have Mirkwoods on the field for Lazarus now, who's also got a barracks and an boot as well over here. Kicking that farm. He'll have no farms here. That is Treebeard, of course, who gives the March of the Ents buffs to any Ents near him, which is not good for anyone on the opposing team, as you would imagine. Dwarves loading up there. We'll be popping out somewhere. Yeah, definitely the Eastern team is having a better time of this battle than the other team. Belsebub and his teammates, Excelsior, Fenix, and Atremo having a bit of an issue. And I can see why. Lazarus is doing very well on top. Very dug in there. It's going to be very hard to get him out. Faramir has no chance. He's getting torn apart by those Mirkwoods. And Mooring archers as well. They do have a statue up here at least, so they'll have some sort of buff as well. And there's Army of Nawis. And more Mirkwoods from Lazarus. Pushing back in. There's Belsebub's new Mumakil. He has to have to be careful with it though, they're not cheap. It looks like he's trying to take down this outpost, but I don't think he's going to manage to do it. There are some Mathilian Rangers here who should pick him off well before they take that out. As Orc Warriors don't do a ton of damage, comes out. They do enough to take down some Mathilian Rangers though, so you do have to keep them safe, of course. Belsebub's trying his damnedest to keep these guys out of here. He does have Haradrim archers though. Those are pretty nice. I do like me some Haradrim archers. Ooh, now Lazarus is pushing in here with his Ents and his archers and pikes. Looks like Sania trying to get the... or Fenix. Trying to get an attack from the back there. Nice Tom Bombadil Sonic Song. Took out so many archers there. Oh my god. You do have to be careful with that. Clumping up. Tom Bombadil absolutely showing that in full effect. And now Lazarus is taking a huge blow to his army. He could be in trouble being pushed out of here. He is sending his Ents though while things are escalating there. Looks like the Angmar player, Atremo, building a wall there. Interesting. And it's trying to march for the fort of Atremo here. They might actually take him out. The barrage didn't do near enough. Of course, Treebeard giving the 100% armor ability to all these Ents in the area. That's going to spell doom for Atremo's base, and there goes his fort. That's bad news. Rather sudden attack from the Ents here, from Lazarus. Leaving Atremo in dire straits. Atremo's actually probably going to get knocked out of the game here. One more rock, and I think he's out. Oh shit. Oh, Atremo's already out of the game. Looks like the Ents will be cleaned up there. Treebeard making his way home. We also have a Prince Brand out in the field now, as well as a lot of other heroes. Theoden, Eowyn, Omer, Boromir, Faramir. Pretty much everybody except for Aragorn and Gandalf, I guess. I think. But yeah, now it's 3-on-4. Obviously, not a good situation for the team on the west. So, will they be able to bring it back? Epically. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, definitely not good odds. Especially when you have a player knocked out on your team. Usually that results in you losing fairly fairly shortly after. But we'll see if they can carry their weight. Trimo really got hit hard there. Not a good situation to be in. That's why I always hate being in the front. I always die first when I'm in the front. I generally am the reason we lose because I can't hold the front very well. So I know the pain. It was a nice idea though, walling off this spot right here though. Either force them to go through here, go through the bottom, or go through the top. Fortunately, they went through the top. So looks like all the Men of the West heroes from Excelsior walking around with a Mumakil of Belsebub there. Eastern team still hasn't had their base attacked yet. So we'll see if that happens anytime soon. Lazarus has got himself a Thranduil and a Legolas. Both great heroes to have, of course. Especially the Legolas. Prince Bran getting killed off easily by all these archers. Late game elves, I've said it many times, are very scary. You do have to be very careful. Glenn getting a nice slam off there, but he is probably going to be picked off. Well, he might actually get away. No, Legolas will ensure that he dies, I think. Oh shit, he's actually going to get away unless he can't actually outrun Mythlon sentries. I don't think he can. Look how slow he is. He has to stop and fight, and unfortunately for him, he does not have the life to do so. Gloom will fall. Oh, we got some upgraded Axlors from Nawis there. A great unit to utilize. Upgraded Axlors are actually very powerful. I definitely recommend utilizing those. Of course, the upgraded weapons upgrade Axlors is specific to 2.02, so it's kind of a nice feature to have. And now it looks like the Western team kind of rallying a bit, pushing forward. Of course, Excelsior has a lot of his heroes here. He's got, I think, everybody but Gandalf now, unless he's got himself a Gandalf somewhere. I don't think so. Don't quote me on that. I mean, he's got Eowyn, for God's sakes. I've always wondered why disguise is a thing. I can understand from a lore standpoint. From a gameplay standpoint, it makes no fucking sense. Who would use disguise? You don't see Eowyn and be like, oh no, it's Eowyn. So maybe if they won't see Eowyn, I'll hide her in the Rohirrim, even though she doesn't blend in very well. You can actually tell she's not part of the battalion. I just find it funny. It's just a stupid power. I'd say they could probably actually remove that entirely and it wouldn't even matter. There's a Balrog. What is that? Belsebub summoned a Balrog in defense of the base, throwing Lazarus' ents into the air. He's going to try and kill them both. One fire breath would set Treebeard and his friend on fire for life. Ooh, nice fire whip on Legolas. That was Legolas, right? Definitely. Could have been Thranduil, but it was definitely Legolas. That's Thranduil. He looks a bit different. It looks like he has Haldir as well. Big battle for the front door here of the Western team. Lots of Isengard troops, some Dwarf troops. And the West troops. Balrog's shown back up. That's bad news. One fire breath is going to be brutal. Oh dear. Oh dear. There goes Hombre's army. Absolutely demolished. And Nawis' army is dwindling as well. Still got a lot of Wildmen and Wildman axe throwers, but of course they're not going to do much to the wild. He should really stop throwing axes at the Balrog. It's not going to do anything. Nothing at all, in fact. But he is making some ground. He is taking out what he can, which is a good call. Being led by Lurtz, who's giving the leadership, of course. So he's going straight for the lumber mills of Belsebub. On this map, it's definitely good to just spam the hell out of lumber mills. There's so many trees in the back area. You can just absolutely spam the shit out of them and get so much resources. And that is exactly what Belsebub is doing. You see he has lumber mills everywhere, really. That is the way to make money in this map. And of course you have the outpost if you can keep hold of it. But yeah, late game Mordor can be pretty scary, so Belsebub has a good army to go with. And same with the Men of the West. Once their heroes get leveled up, it can be very difficult to deal with. Same could be said for any army, really, but Men of the West, of course, have like Aragorn, level 10 with the Army of the Dead. You got Gandalf, if he ever gets him, who has Word of Power and all sorts of wizardy shit to use. I mean, Isengard has Saruman, if he ever got that. I don't think he's got a Saruman yet. Saruman would be pretty useful here, I'd say. You have to be a bit careful with him, though. There's a lot of enemies in the field, but his Wizard Blast, Fireballs, and Thunderbolts and such could be very, very useful against armies and such. There's Aragorn there, cutting some Wildman heads, clean off of their bodies. And getting nice tramples in with his Rohirrim as well. Belsebub utilizing the catapult, barraging archers and orcs, and Mumix. Not a bad combo, I would say. It looks like Belsebub's gone for the Untamed Allegiance power to get the Fire Drake. Definitely a good call. That is something you have to watch out for, as the enemy has an evil team on their team. I don't think Isengard has it, but Mordor and Angmar have it, and Goblins, I believe. Does Angmar have it? Maybe it's just Mordor and Goblins that have Untamed Allegiance. I don't think Angmar does. But I can't remember. Either way, you have to watch out for that in this map. Or any map in general that has that. Unfortunately, one of the move kills does fall there. The Athenian Rangers in conjunction with the Tower Guards taking them down there. The Fire Drake will defend this catapult pretty nicely. Rohirrim are going to get burned pretty... Oh, those aren't Rohirrim. Those are Knights of Dol Amroth. Of course they are. It's the king sending out knights from the Principality of Dol Amroth to crush these whelps. Knights of Dol Amroth are very good. Very high attack, but pretty low armor. So if you can utilize them correctly, not get them stuck and killed, then they can do a lot of damage. Nawis continuing to push the door here, with his Wildman sending pikes in as well now. Whose worm was that? Belsebub summoned a worm in to try and defend the base. Seems to be helping. Although some of these dwarves are actually getting caught on fire there. Belsebub actually has 2 fire drakes now. Is he taking control of both, or is he just... No, he's taking control of one, he's just pumping him out of it. Not a bad idea. They are $2 grand a pop, I believe. Well, no, actually 1,500. So yeah, as long as he has the money, he can do so. Let's take a look at powers real fast. Belsebub's got his Balrog, of course, Worm, Barrage, 17 powers, so he's getting close to getting something else there. Lazarus has Ents ready to go. 20 power points. He's close to getting a 25. Fenix has Hobbits as his highest power, so he's really not getting much power points, it seems. In comparison to everyone else, at least. Nawis as well. He's got Feel the Fires, though, which is always nice to have. This map is amazing for Feel the Fires. Like I said, if he spams lumber mills like he is, he will make so much money. So look how much money Nawis is actually sitting on right now. If he doesn't have a Saruman on the field, then he's doing something entirely wrong. Because unless he has the ring, I don't see a reason to have almost 9 grand. Look how fast his economy goes up. Holy shit. There's a battle in the north here. Lazarus being pushed back. The air volley raining down upon his men, leaving all wounded. Treebeard burning to death. It's regular ant running away. Excelsior has Tom Bombadil, Arrow Volley, Hobbits. He doesn't have anything huge yet, though. Nothing past the 10 point, I don't believe. No, I think those are all 10 power points. Hombre, same situation, just less powers in general. Less 5 powers. King has Rohan allies, at least. That's a level 15 power. But still, definitely, Belsebub has... Oh, geez, Belsebub just got Rain of Fire as well. I'm going to leave it on Belsebub's view here just to see where he uses this. 'Cause I'm rather curious. Will he use it down here? Will he use it up there? I don't know. I don't want to miss it. But it's easily missable. And there goes Lazarus' Sunflare, catching the back end of that. Oh. Being placed by Excelsior, nicely. Well, that's unfortunate. Their attack has been completely repelled. Let's go back down here, see how Belsebub is doing. He's regrouping a bit, sending in his Mimics and some Horadrim. Where would he use this if he wanted to use it?
Come from Mirkwood.
This wouldn't be a bad spot. That would neutralize 3 of these structures. But, maybe better to use on army, who knows. Oh, he's actually got 3 Mimics. Jeez.
No, no.
These guys are terrified while they're in porcupine formation. Ooh. They got caught out of position there. And getting absolutely stepped on. There it is. And down goes the Clan Steadings. One of them is still there, though. There's an army from Lazarus pushing out here. And it looks like the fire remnants will actually burn the 3rd tavern. It's not a tavern, it's a Clan Steading. Of course, it has the same building look as a tavern, though. From Battlefield Miller 2, which was a Mordor building. You build your Corsairs out of and your upgrades. This Ent is about to be picked off here. The catapult should finish him off, no problem. Who used the darkness, I wonder? Probably Belsebub. Yeah, Belsebub has so many power points. In comparison to everyone else, he's just rolling power points. Only him and Lazarus really are the ones who have a lot of power points, and he has way more than Lazarus. And no one has anything to counter the darkness, so they will benefit from the darkness for now. You see they got that little glowy thing under their eyes. Very cool. Belsebub continuing to defend the base with Fire Drakes and Mimics. And many orcs as well. Nawis continuing to push in aggressively through the center like he has been. Although it's going to get exponentially more difficult now that there is darkness on everyone else. Ah! I was wondering when one of these would show up. The thing about this map is these pop up on occasion later on in the game. So it just randomly pops in these big dwarven gates all over the place when I start playing in this map. I don't know why, and I don't know how. And you'll just start seeing them intermittently throughout the maps. It's like, where did this come from? I usually see them like right here, right here. It just gets really crowded with them and really weird. I don't know why that is. So, who knows? I did bring that to Maher's attention at one point, but I don't remember what came of that. I don't think he knew why that would be anyway. Who knows? Looks like the Mimic was taken out there. Also going in for an attack with a lot of orcs though, and some catapult. Unfortunately, catapult not targeting the best of places. Oh, he's got some Black Riders, level 5. Very nice. Unfortunately, it is down to a single Black Rider, but it will respawn, of course, being a level 5 unit. Lazarus pushing out with a little army of elves. He does have Elrond now. Level 2. Level 10 Elrond, or, oh, it's level 7 actually. Level 7 Elrond would be extremely useful. That whirlwind is amazing, of course. Always nice to have. Fire Drake does have to be a bit careful. It is up to level 4 though, so it doesn't get the Inferno. The ones you build from the Untamed Allegiance lair does come out at level 1, so you do have to level it up before you can actually use the Inferno ability, as opposed to a Fire Drake that you get from a Fortress of a Goblin. It comes out with level 10 and actually can use it immediately. Looks like another worm being summoned in from Belsebub there. Should do a fair amount of damage. Move and kill going in for the charge. Absolutely brutal. That's what I like to see. See, the darkness effect has worn off here. Still fighting, continuing in the front door here. Hombre's got himself a Gandalf. Cutting down some works, trying to get to level 2. There's a tower right here, and a farm there. It's slightly on fire. Keep in mind this doesn't exist, so they can build there. They probably don't see this giant doorway I'm seeing, and you're seeing, of course. Looks like Excelsior's erected a tower in front of his base. I'm a bit surprised Excelsior hasn't gone for Ivory Tower. That would be pretty useful. As you see, Hombre's done it. I think it's a good idea. Always nice to have one teammate with Ivory Tower if you have a men on your team. Because, I mean, look how far they can see. They can basically see the entire map.
We come from Mirkwood.
Well, they can see everything up to the enemy, and then, of course, when he uses it, they can see even more. The Dwarves have Barrage. I don't know if we noticed that before. Nawis still doesn't have enough power yet. Excelsior has Rohan allies. I don't know if he had that before. He's up to 19 power points though. So he's getting close to a 25. We have summoned Doom-Knight allies for Hombre now. 3 power points. King already had Rohan allies, I believe. Belsebub's Balrog looks like it's up. His darkness just being casted again, but has been countered though. There's a barrage going down. There we go. Beacon being placed by somebody. I don't know why beacon being placed by... Why did Belsebub beacon right here? Telling him to get some sight on it? Telling him there's something there? Maybe he's looking for the ring. Possibly that's it. I don't know. I can only speculate, to be honest, without the chat. Nawis continuing to send Wildmen, Axe Throwers, and Pikes in through the door here. Support of Hombre. Of course, they're still encountering heavy resistance. Hombre sends his Duna and allies to help out. There's an Army of the Dead, though. That should clean that up nicely. I think that's Excelsior's Army of the Dead. In fact, I have no doubt. Yep. Certainly is. Army of the Dead is such a strong power. They don't last too long, but they don't need to, quite frankly. I'd say they last plenty long enough. Belsebub's got himself some flying units now. He's got himself a Witch King and... Which one is this? I wonder. Kamul. Ah, yes. Oh, there's another gate. Another dwarven stoneworky gate has spawned in the midst of nowhere. So now we have one there and one there. I wonder if they spawn on the other side of the map. Doesn't look like it. I've only seen them on the left side, so I'm not sure. But that does happen to me every time I play this map and it goes on for too long. I just find it strange. That's all. Lazarus and Nawis pushing in the north here. Nawis should probably turn his guys around since they are axe throwers and target these down. He could go in though. Beacon being placed by Excelsior, showing there's a lot of guys here, I guess. Or this is where they need to go. There is quite an army building outside their base though, so that could be a problem. Excelsior moving in to engage. The south for now seems fairly safe. Belsebub has that quite under control. The center still being attacked by Hombre. sending his men of the West armies through. Looks like a barrage took out most of the Northern army here. Looks like a good chunk of it. Looks like these guys are still stunned. I heard the Boromir horn. There it is. Excelsior's got himself Boromir. He is level 5, so he does have the leadership, which is nice. But yeah, I'd say the Western team is doing quite well for being down a player. Very well indeed. Gandalf's up to level 3. Whose Gandalf is this again? Hombre. Oh, you see that? You guys bubble. Ooh, God, Gandalf's taking so much damage. Oh, no. The hobbits with the rock throw, they do so much hero damage. It's insane. They do so much damage in general, really. There's another Balrog. Just have to put him in the right spot as well. Nice. There goes the Ent of Lazarus once again. He's learned to fear the Balrogs. Oh, he's going to try and fire whip Saruman. Ooh. Very close, Saruman. Very close. Will Saruman get away from the fire demon of the ancient world? I think so. Fire whip won't come back in time. No, we should be able to get him out of there. Meanwhile, Lazarus is burning down the Balrog with silver thorns. Doing a fair amount of damage. Should be able to bring him down before Balrog gets to do any more damage, I think. And down he goes. Unfortunately, right on top of his units. I think that does actually kill them. It did. That's unfortunate. Darkness being popped once again. Now the Western team is benefiting from it. Doesn't look like there is a cloud break in sight. Lazarus is the only one with the cloud break at the moment. Hombre is very close to being able to have one if he wants it. Ooh, big sun flare there from Lazarus once again. Burning the hell out of Excelsior's army. Jesus. Yeah, I guess Cloud Break is ready to be used. Somebody used it. Who used it? Excelsior has Cloud Break. Yeah, I don't know. I'm all sorts of confused. Lazarus still has his, so I mean Excelsior must have used it, right? Yeah. Does Nawis have the rain? Where's Nawis? I probably cycled through him like 5 times. No, he doesn't. Never mind. Yeah, there's an elven army inside there. It's very off-putting having these things pop up in the middle of a cast. Or in the middle of playing. It's actually even worse. Lazarus is making some ground here, though. He's pushing through the Dwarves quite effectively. Looks like Nawis has Saruman and Lurtz over here as well. And now the Western team could be in trouble once again. Dwarven heroes have no chance. Not against that amount. Oh, but the Rohirrim get a huge run through on these elves. Look how many elves got killed there. Losing that many Mirkwoods really hurts. Excelsior sending some Athelian Rangers to deal with the problem, though. Which is a good call, definitely. Although targeting down these guys first is probably not the best idea. Now it's okay, because they're moving. Well, they're in Porcupine. They are very tanky. Oh shit, Legolas says Arrowwind. Arrowwind is hugely destructive against armies of troops. And look at that. Just like that, the army is dead. That is the power of Legolas. Oh dear. Seems there is a fire here. Probably a not Gorgus fire. Rain of fire once again. I'd imagine from Belsebub. Followed up with a barrage. Army just walked in there. Didn't quite get the clan setting down though. Belsebub does have a Mumik in here still. One in here as well. That one will fall. All the fortresses are still standing though, as far as I can tell. And there's absolute shit ton of lumber mills all over the place here. Crazy. Some of them Dale being used here by Fenix to help fend off the elves. Also some hobbits in here. Use it. Use the vial. The time. The time is now. No, you missed your opportunity. That could have been useful. None of these guys are level 5 yet, so they wouldn't have the fear resistance. A missed opportunity. But nonetheless, he killed all of them nonetheless, so good, good. Very good. All that really remains is the elven heroes who need to run because they are very low in life. And the dwarves will fend them off for now. Very well done. Belsebub is making a lot of ground though. All three of these flying units being a real pain in the ass to Isengard and the men over here. Although we will have to flee here. At least one of them will. So we've got a Deathbringer out in the field as well. Very strong units. The Mega Berserkers, as I like to call them. Because that's essentially what they are. If a Zealot, or is that Zealot? If a Zealot, is Zealot? Zealot, that's what it is. Shit. I used to always call it Zealots when I used to play StarCraft back in like '98. Old Zealots, but no, Zealots. Dwarven Zealots. They are essentially mini Gimlis, and those are mini Lurtzes. You think of it that way? And now Isengard and the men over here. Both men, actually. Majority of the eastern team pushing forward in the south. Trying to make some ground here. Late game can be very hard to actually make ground. Because you send out a full army and then boom, they all died in a rain of fire. Boom, they all died of Balrog. It's just like, ah. It can be very difficult. Back and forth. But it can also end very quickly. Sounds like Gandalf died there. Yeah, like a combination of powers and heroes and armies can just end you very, very quickly. So it could turn around at the blink of an eye with the use of powers and such. And we do have ballistas from Nawis here. Should help to make a bit of ground. Well, not anymore. Looks like the army of the dead has been summoned once again to fulfill the oath. Again. How many times do they have to fulfill their oath, I wonder? Oh no. Gandalf getting killed. Aragorn and Boromir are gonna follow too. Aragorn's surprisingly effective against those. He doesn't kill them, but he almost outlasted them. If he had a heal, he would have lived through it. That's too bad. Looks like everyone's base is still fine here. Nobody's being attacked in this area. Most of the battling is going on in the north here. Lots and lots of enemies against lots of enemies. In come the dwarves here. Sonia pushing out once again. He's got lots of men of Dale, some phalanxes, and some catapults. Storm catapults should be very effective. Earthquake. Ooh. You don't generally see Earthquake being used on armies, but it actually does work pretty well. It's more effective against structures, but as you saw there, it did actually kill the entire army, so it wasn't a bad choice at all. I'd say good call on that one. It's always very tempting to use it on buildings, though. Like right here would have been pretty good at crippling this, I'd imagine. But at the same time, it pretty much saved him an invasion. And like I said earlier, you can lose your army to one power. It can be a real bitch. Uh-oh, Prince Brand getting in trouble there. Nice use of the vial. Did cause some fear in some of them. As you see, these tower guards still running in fear. They run, they cower, and then they run and cower, and then they run. It's definitely a useful thing to keep, or remember. I will keep saying it until I'm dead. Use the Vial of Galadriel if you ever summon hobbits. It's very useful. And anyone who does not utilize that Shame. For shame. And there's a pig. Because why not? Excelsior's a bit under attack here, although as we're here, I'm running right into the phalanxes. Those aren't phalanxes, Mythlon sentries. Should be trying to take them to the tower. And he succeeds. Well, it looks like Belsebub is having none of it, summoning a Balrog once again. That should fend off Lazarus and Nawis. Nawis bringing in a lot of wildmen here. Unfortunately, he will have to flee again, allowing Fenix to push back out here. We have Gandalf the White. Oh dear. There's a counter earthquake killing off Excelsior and Sanya's army. Pretty brutal stuff. Prince Bran barely living through it, in fact. Gandalf is level 8. So Excelsior is getting very close to having Word of Power. I hope I get to see that. I love Word of Power. Holy shit, look at what Belsebub has been planning. Look at all these attack trolls. Looks like he's been going for I'm gonna take down your fortress strategy. And that's actually pretty effective. This is hard to stop. This many attack trolls. Especially with flying support. He has 2 units of Screech. I think that one might be on cooldown. Witch King's isn't, so he could scare off the army, anything trying to kill it. And I think Hombre is going to lose his fort here. He would be very hard pressed to stop this attack. That many attack throws is absolutely brutal. What an attack it is. Down goes one of the rebuilds. I'd imagine they have 2. Assuming the other men of the west is paying attention. And down goes the fortress of Hombre. That is bad news indeed. And now, of course, Belsebub needs to target all his production structures immediately. Even if he has one built in the back, at least he can pretty much cripple him. Ooh, sounds like one of the flying units died there. Fortunately, he wasn't able to get this level 3 archery range. But he is kicking the hell out of the units here with these attack trolls. Look at how many wild mini kits when he swings. You gotta love attack trolls. They're good fun. Oh geez, this is gonna be a... Oh, Nawis. You're sending men to their doom. Jesus. That attack troll's an MVP. He's going straight to Valhalla. Crazy. A level 1 Gandalf. That's... Well, could be useful in about 20 minutes. Yeah, Gandalf takes a while to level up. This Gandalf is still level 8 here. Excelsior pushing in with a fairly sizable force. Some of these are summoned though. Lazarus going for an attack once again. Although there is a fortress thing from Sanya Citadel. That's what it's called, of course. So he does have to go through that. Looks like he did use the mighty catapult. Probably while I was paying attention to the trap attack trolls. Hey, he destroyed the gate with a fire. I guess that's one way to get that glitch off the map. Use Fires of Doom on it. Interesting. Maybe it can't live through fire. Interesting concept, I must admit. We've got an attack here. Violet Galadriel's used, so that's why a few guys are running. You guys are scared. Quite scared, in fact. And Excelsior is making good progress in the center now. Gandalf's kicking ass and taking names. And Belsebub supporting him with his Nazgul. And Nawis has a lot of towers everywhere. It's really gone crazy with the towers. I would too if I was as rich as he was. Let's take a look at economy real quick. Lazarus is 3,000. Belsebub's at 8,000. King is at 9. Hombre is at 10. Excelsior is at almost 6. Nawis is at 2,000s. Nawis is actually burning through a lot of his money. Fenix is at 1,000-ish. Yeah, so some people have 9 to 10,000 resources just banked up. So even if a teammate does lose a fort, they can always send them the money to rebuild it if they don't have it. No problem. Could be a long game. I mean, I already know it's going to be a long game, and it already has been. But it could continue to be a long game. Both teams doing very well, in fact, I'd say. But of course, I'd say the West team is doing a little better just because they're down a player and they're still doing so well. You gotta commend them for that, certainly. And Belsebub has found a strategy that works. Mass attack trolls. I feel like I'm watching patch 1.06. Battle from the North. This is a strategy I used to see all the time on Xbox as well. Mass attack trolls. Ah, the Xbox days. The glorious days. On terrible patch 1.00. Good fun though. I'd say this game for Xbox is easily the best console RTS I've played. It was very good. You'd imagine it'd be really hard to control, but it actually wasn't. Once you figured it out, I was probably faster playing the Xbox version than I am on the computer, oddly enough. Which is a strange concept. I guess that's not entirely true, because you can't actually emulate the actions that you can on a mouse and keyboard. It's like literally click to here as where I'd have to do this on an Xbox. Anyway, I'm on a random ass tangent. What the hell is going on? Look at all these ballista. Unfortunately, flying units are the direct counter to ballista and siege equipment, so sorry, Nawis. Unfortunately for you, your days of ballistaing are numbered. Ballistaing? Yep, that's a verb. I just checked. I didn't check. I made that up. Sounds right though. We got more Mumakil. He's continuing to build attack trolls here. Back in the pits of Mordor. Power's continuing to be used throughout the game, of course. Looks like King's Gandalf is now level 3. It's got the blinding staff at least, which is always nice to have. Oh, there's a sun player. The remnants of a sun player, even. Excelsior lost a lot of men there, it looks like. Haldir falls. He will be missed by no one. It's going to be hard for them to get past this fortress here, the citadel. As long as the dwarves keep defending. And the longer they go on, the more of a chance that he can actually summon another one right here or something and then have his 2 citadels guarding the door. Where is this? Ah. Okay, Ant falls there. Lazarus' army as well follows. Absolutely devastating. As you see, it's just very hard for either team to make ground. Belsebub's really the only one who's made ground here. Unfortunately, his ground he made has been completely rebuilt. And I think there are some more towers now than ever before. Dear God, there's towers everywhere. What in the hell? I can see why Nawis doesn't have the money he used to. That's a lot of towers. Builder dead there. Belsebub, treat your builders better next time. They need to have a union. The builder union. Nawis going in with some siege equipment and shit. Gonna do some damage. And there's a barrage to completely nullify Nawis' attack. Fortunately for him. I could swear I heard a flood, but I don't know where it was. Excelsior and Sania, though, making some progress up north there. With all these catapults and trebuchets, if they can keep them alive, they should be able to take all these towers out fairly easily. As well as the structures in the immediate area. Oh yes. Destruction afoot. And Lazarus definitely will lose the north here, I'd imagine. Doesn't look like he has the means to defend them off yet. Getting more Merkwoods, of course, as you would expect. And now Belsebub summoning in a Balrog. He's like, nope, turn around. Now Balrog trying to carve a path for them. Taking out all these important leveled up elven barracks will slow the defenses, of course. Ooh, Elrond getting fire whipped to death. Unfortunate. Breathe fire right here. Oh yeah, please. He wants to, I can see it. Balrog just doesn't want to because his pathfinding AI is terrible. Ooh, there you go. 2 barracks for the price of 1. And now Lazarus's production is pretty much halted. In fact, I'd say it is halted entirely. What does Lazarus have now, barracks-wise? Nothing. Lazarus has no troop production structures. And now is definitely the time to make some progress, although there was an earthquake there. I don't know if that was against them or against the structures in the area, but I'd imagine that would have been a waste if it was against the structures, because they have all these siege equipment already here. Darkness being countered immediately by the cloud break there. There's a beacon here. Something happened. What the hell happened here? Word of power? No? Well, if there is a word of power, I don't see Gandalf. There's a lot of men. Who knows? I don't know why they're all split up like that. Belsebub preparing for another attack, though. He's got quite the force. Eagles being summoned in by Lazarus to help fend off the siege equipment here. Fair match. Shitty wounding arrow. I hate wounding arrow so much. It's terrible. He's like Prince Brand, like one-handed Prince Brand, who's using like a BB gun instead of a bow. No, he's not that. He's not that bad. He's more comparable to Haldir in bow mode, if anything, which isn't great, but not bad. Well, the Eagle managed to get rid of most of the siege equipment. Fenix still has a catapult there, though. Excelsior bringing in more trebuchets. Ooh, that hits. Nice hit there. Now we get upgraded dwarves in the front. And Belsebub flying in here with his army. Flying part of his army, at least. And now the Western team has definitely gained a lot of ground here. They've taken this area for their own. And now things are looking a bit worse for wear for the Eastern team. And Belsebub sending attack trolls everywhere to try and take out as many of these damn towers as possible. Unfortunately, at this point, he's unable to gain any more power points. Well, that's not true. He can gain power points, he can't use them. See how many he's actually have. I think he actually can't gain anymore. I guess it stops once you get all the powers. Which is fair enough. Why would you need to gain any more? Who knows? But with movement kills and attack trolls, he is carving his way through here easily. Nawis is losing structures left and right. This is actually close to their base. I wasn't aware of that. I guess it's actually close to their base as well. It's more in the center, if anything. Now King going in for an attack, trying to make some progress. Oh, just in time to see a Gorgoroth Spire absolutely obliterate his army. And Tom Bombadil as well, doing a sonic song. That was pretty nice as well. Ouch. There's been some epic decimation in this game, I gotta say. An epic level of death, and destruction and chaos. And now the dwarves making a break. Dragon being summoned in on top of them. That's not a deal. He needs to scatter. If he doesn't scatter quick, he's going to lose a lot of men. Or a lot of dwarves, rather. There are men in here as well, though. Excelsior has guys over here. And these trebuchets, of course, are not part of the dwarven army, as you would expect. It's very misleading when King is green and Excelsior is green, but they're both men of the West. I think light green is a bit too close to dark green. On the mini-map it's fine, but on the field it's a little confusing sometimes. Just me. Just my opinion, at least. I do wish the colors were a little bit more diverse. Just a little bit. I don't think 2 shades of any color is really even necessary if you think about it. There's plenty of other colors you can use. Or just go to the extreme like Battle from the North patch 1.08 does. You can definitely tell who's who in that patch, which I kind of approve of actually. It can look a little weird though. Lots of ballista up here. I was trying to fend off with the siege equipment. The dwarves have some catapults, which are quite effective against those, it seems. Comes the darkness for the western team. Followed by the cloud break, of course, for the eastern team. I literally don't know why anyone even uses cloud break or darkness. You have to wonder, like, what is the point? I was taking a drink. I wasn't able to move my mouse. Doesn't look like I missed much. He actually missed. Or, I don't know what he was actually aiming for to begin with. The heroes, I guess? He might have hit the heroes, but didn't really do much. That power doesn't really do much to heroes. It was an earthquake over here, though. So he took out something. Did some damage. But yeah, there's where the mighty catapult came from. Fenix has taken that part. So it's going to be hard to get out of there. The eastern team is losing ground though in the north. And Belsebub continuing to work down the south a little bit. Although Nawis and King are definitely still holding here. There's enough towers to hold for quite a while. So as long as King keeps it garrisoned more or less, keeps the area occupied, he should be able to hold a little bit longer. Although Belsebub bringing in more attack rolls. There's another 5 on the way. Dwarven catapults are very, very good. They have such good range and such good damage. As you would expect from the dwarves, of course. Nawis' builders going out here trying to get some towers built, I'd imagine. Risky business. I hear Army of the Dead somewhere. There it is. It's going to clean up King's army, unfortunately. Oh, it's King's Aragorn. He's level 5. Nowhere near level 10, unfortunately. So it'll be a while before his Aragorn gets level 10. He gets his Army of the Dead. Does King have Army of the Dead? No, not yet. Surprisingly, some players don't have their second level 25 power. Hombre does not. King does not. Excelsior has both. Nawis only has 1. Dwarves have both. Lazarus has both. He also has Flood ready to go. I'd imagine Flood is very good against Balrog, wouldn't you think? Being like a water-based thing against a fire demon. I wonder if it does extra damage against him. I don't actually know. But yeah, who knows? But yeah, 3 of the players on the Eastern team don't have their second 25 power, which is kind of weird, considering they've been in combat for most of the game. I don't know how at this point you wouldn't have all your powers, because the Western team certainly does. I guess they have more to kill if you think about it, but at the same time, it's not like they have a lack to kill from the Western team. So who knows? How they do in the north here? They are making ground. Well, certainly the dwarves are pushing in with the men support. Tanky guys up front, of course. And there's Belsebub's Balrog. Oh, bad news indeed. The north is lost somewhat. It's going to be a bit hard to stop now. And Balrog is going to make certain that there is a path cleared. He's turned around. Where's he going with this Balrog, I wonder? I don't think he knows. I guess down this way? He needs to carve a path to this guy. If they can knock out the front player, they should be able to get to the rest of them pretty easily. So Hombre is definitely on the target, on the chopping block. King is still holding here. Holding this hill till his dying breath. And as you see, all the aggression is now in their eastern side of the map, pretty much. Not all, I guess. There is a small force from Hombre over here, doing a bit of damage in the north. But unfortunately, his base is under attack. Well, still got some time remaining. He can do a nice fire breath if he's quick. Opting to do it on the wells, of all things. Because it works. Not a bad target. Plus he only has so much time. Gotta get shit done. Will he be able to get anything else before despawning? Nope. But he has carved a path to Hombre's base. Now there are catapults and trebuchets in range, as well as an army. And I think this might be it for Hombre's fort, as well as all those remaining structures. Hombre's been defeated. Oh, looks like a few players have left, actually. Everybody except for King is out of the match. Nawis is gone, King is gone, or King is here, and Hombre is gone. Lazarus is gone. So King owns the entire map here on the eastern side. This game should be concluding shortly, I'd imagine. King could fight it out, or he could quit. Nope, King has exited the game, and the Western team making a huge comeback and winning the game. What in the hell is up with this? Well, that's blinding. Let's just go into a different screen. Jesus. This, of course, is not used anymore. I'm just using it to get out of that screen because that was blinding me. But yeah, crazy game. Also, very strange. Surprisingly, it came back that well, but impressive. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that epic comeback game. I guess it lived up to the title after all. And I'll see you in the next cast of the Battle for Middle-earth: Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02. See you guys next time.